Hey Internet, if you are here, it is because I've linked you here from my TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. But just to let you know that public speaking goes against everything that my introverted body goes against. But I have for you a sketchbook tour, and it is really hard to fit in a sketchbook tour, in that like 30-second to 1 minute window on TikTok or on Reels on Instagram. And there's things that I want to talk about. Whoops, I made my camera shake. So yes, there's things I want to talk about when I show you my sketchbook. And if there's any weird cuts, it's because I have a really shaky camera and I keep hitting it. But we'll start with, this is the Strathmore Tone Tan Mixed Media paper. You can see it's about 9 by 11. So we will open this up. I didn't put the start date on here for some reason. I don't know why, but I started it late last year. I'm not really sure what number sketchbook this is. It's like number 9 or something. I'm not very good at labeling them. But in my sketchbooks, I always start with the first page as a swatch page because I get anxiety just like everybody else. You get really excited when you get a brand new sketchbook, but then you're afraid you're going to ruin the first page. So instead of getting nervous that I'm going to ruin this first page, I just fill the first page with swatches. This is also very useful on, this is brown toned paper, so I don't really know what my watercolors are going to look like on this paper, so I can just swatch out my colors real quick on here, and then we'll go to the next page. So this is actually the first page, but this is not the first drawing that I did in this sketchbook. This is actually one of the last drawings I did in this sketchbook because I still got nervous that I was going to ruin it, and so I skipped another page. But it's, in my opinion, impressive I was able to go backwards and actually draw something in here. This isn't exactly what I wanted to draw at the time, but I think technically I'm still pretty proud of it. I think the colors came out nice. You're going to notice a theme in this sketchbook. I have, lions, and then also just lots of color blocking. So let's go to the actual first page, which was this one. This was the very first thing that I did in this sketchbook. And when I started working on this, I realized, I maybe made a mistake because the color of the paper was a lot darker than I had realized, and watercolors are of course very transparent, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get the transparency of the watercolors to even show up on this paper. I had a minor panic attack. I think his facial expression shows kind of my sense of panic when I started coloring this. But otherwise, I'm actually kind of proud. I haven't been able to duplicate this color pink ever since then. I was really proud of how I did it. Haven't been able to do it again since. And I'm really proud of his shading that I have on his body. I think it came out really cute, and it was really difficult to scan this in. That's the other thing with this sketchbook. If you decide to go with this one, it does not scan easy. But then again, it might just be me. I have like a 9 by 11 scanner, and this book is about 9 by 11, so it doesn't fit. It just does not fit. You have to scan it in pieces, and then you have to piece it back together, which is incredibly frustrating sometimes, and I keep doing it. It also doesn't really lay flat all the way. You have to really push to get the pages to lay flat, which is kind of another strike against it. The next sketchbook that I'm going to use is not this one. So we'll go to the next page. This was, I was inspired by those baby blankets. I don't have any babies. I have no plans on having babies, but I do have friends with a lot of babies, and you know how they have those photo shoots that they're doing nowadays where you put the baby on the blanket and then it's got like the months off to the side and you can like circle 1 month old or 2 month old. That's kind of what the idea was here. I was just inspired by that, and I wanted to do something cute like it. The next one here, this was my attempt at doing something more traditional. I also wanted to try that technique with the salt splatter. You've probably seen it before, but it's where you like wet the paper down really, really well with the water and the watercolor, and then you like throw salt on top, and it leaves these really cool little splatter effects. I don't think I have the correct type of salt to do what I wanted. But it's okay enough. I'm not really used to drawing birds, so that was an experience all of its own. It came out okay. Oh, this is the one that I just posted actually on TikTok. This is the last thing that I did in this sketchbook. This was actually drawing number 2 that I had done in this sketchbook. So I had gone from I'd gone from here and then skipped to here. This was actually the second thing that I had ever drawn, and I didn't like it enough to paint it, but I had sketched so hard on the surface that the idea of erasing just sounded like it was going to like ruin the paper. I didn't think I was going to be able to erase enough, and it would just be distracting, and I didn't know what I could draw on top of it to even try to cover that up. So I just left it, and then I left it till very last, and just for the sake of completionism, I went ahead and I just painted this. And yeah, surprisingly, it did a lot better on the internet than I had thought it was going to. It's interesting how the internet likes things that you yourself as the artist don't like. What I do like about it, I have a thing for, at the moment anyway, like 1980s, early 1990s, like childhood vibe, like packaging on toys. You know how it was all kind of like very muted and like a pastel type look. And that's kind of the vibe that I was going for with a lot of these drawings, like very 1980s, what I call like Trapper Keeper. Does it go on a Trapper Keeper? Would it look okay on a Trapper Keeper? That's kind of what I wanted, and it does. It kind of gives me like VHS vibes. He's kind of derpy. He's kind of funny looking. So we'll turn this back around. This one, oh, pardon me, I've got allergies as well. So this one was, I got a little smudge in there, like an eraser smudge. I really liked the sketch when I did it. When I'm bored and I don't know what to do, I mean, it's just obvious. I go for side profiles. They're just easy. They're quick. They usually, you can make up something with it. Again, I've got the lion vibe going. And I really liked the way my sketch turned out. And then I almost destroyed his face. And I feel like I saved it. I was quite proud of myself for saving it. I feel like he looks pretty nice. His mane looks very pretty. Again, there's like a theme in this sketchbook with flowy lion manes. And, you know, in all honesty, if I could just do like a sketchbook or a page where it's just fluffy, swirly lion manes, I could probably just do that. I mean, just sticks the lion, just the mane. If I just did swirls, just the outlining, all of this to me is very cathartic. I really enjoy that. I just feel like in order to be complete, I need some sort of like a figure in there, hence drawing the lion. But it's really the swirly and the shape. I just really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun to me. I've gone through a lot of pink in this book. This is a filler page. Trying to get rid of, I don't ever use green. I have a lot of green paint. This was a page I was just trying to cover up. Not all sketches turn out beautiful, so this was just a real quick, just throw paint at it and cover it up so that there's paint on that page. This one, full body figured. Again, I've got my color blocking. This really is kind of one, I'm lazy. Again, we'll just be honest, I'm just lazy. I don't like doing backgrounds any more than anybody else. I have proved that I can do backgrounds. I've done them in the past, but for this book, I really, again, just wanted to use that paint. I have a lot of paint colors that I just don't generally use a whole lot of, and sometimes just color blocking just gives me an excuse to use that paint before it goes bad. Anyway, again, I was kind of going for like Trapper Keeper vibes, and I really like the shape of him. I had a lot of problems with his back feet, but it came out pretty successful. Tigers are a lot of fun to me next to lions. And then, oh, this guy, is that the next page? I guess it is. So this guy did, again, surprisingly well on the internet. Not the most original pose I've ever done. I don't do a lot of anything originally, but yeah, he did a lot better on the internet than I thought that he was going to. This one was actually, I wanted to test out a new paint that I had gotten for my birthday. So I guess I did this maybe around October of last year. But I had just gotten this acrylic gouache. I had shown this on my TikTok before, but this is the, I don't know if you can see, the Ayanami blue. It is, yeah, as in the anime. How cool is that? So I wanted to try that blue color, and it dried very interestingly. You can see it's almost very chalky, like I did it on a chalkboard. So that was kind of a shock. I had to go in and digitally edit it to make it look smoother, but otherwise I've used this color a lot now, even if it dries kind of funky. I don't really like that too much, but the tiger himself came out surprisingly pretty. That was a lot of fun to draw as well. This one, again, I'm just getting into the flowy pink manes. It's just the shape. Again, drawing the shape, drawing the flow, drawing the swirls. It's just very relaxing. I can get off work, I can draw a bunch of swirls, listen to a book, and just chill. And then wings sounded like fun. And then here I was obviously inspired by the previous drawing. So we got more swirly manes, wings, and then I was, swatching my paint colors over there. But yeah, Trapper Keeper vibes. I thought this one would look really good on some sort of like a folder or something. It really got my 80s baby vibes like out onto paper, I thought. This one was a fail piece. It's still okay. Not as successful as I wanted it to be. I did not post it anywhere on the internet. And it's just okay. It wasn't what I wanted. I got frustrated and then I just kind of abandoned it. But yeah, there he is. We'll switch again. This one is that use of that Ayanami blue again. Actually, I think as well I had gotten at the time another new paint that I also had wanted to try out. And this was another cover up. I had drawn something else underneath here, didn't like it, and then erased it with my other go-to, which are Border Collies. I love Border Collies. They're my favorite breed of dog. I find them super inspirational and dorky. I really like his paws here as well. I did a good job. But yeah, this was another cover-up page. So next. Yeah, we're getting to the purples. So this one did not come out what I wanted at all. I had an idea. I had an idea with watercolors and I had an idea with purple cactuses. And half of this, man, my papers are so dirty. Forgive my messiness. That was pencil scraps. This was an attempt to use up purple. I have a lot of purple paints that I don't use either. But I had a technique I wanted to try. It wasn't successful, but I managed to salvage the artwork, I think. Anyway, he's not bad. He's okay. He's just not quite what I wanted to, but overall successful salvage. I like his little body shape up here, and I like these type of cactuses. We'll see those again. This was again, I wanted to try that watercolor like splattery technique. This was a little bit too dark brown. I actually kind of wanted more like cave painting type of background. It didn't quite come out like I wanted it to. Again, I didn't post this on any of my portfolio websites. I posted it on TikTok, but this was actually when I bought what are those things called? They're like the Buddha boards or the optical illusion board where you trace. Actually, I have that over here. Aha, this thing where you put like your iPad or like another piece of paper and then it like you use the reflection. You can kind of see the reflection to trace. This paper is not good for tracing at all. It's super thick. It's like using cardboard. So if you did want to trace a drawing, if you drew something elsewhere and then you wanted to put in here, it's not gonna work. There's no amount of light that can penetrate this paper. So I tried to trace a drawing I had done in my iPad onto here. And looking back at it, this isn't as awful as I remember it looking, but it just wasn't what I wanted, so I wasn't happy with it, but that's okay, because I don't know, it's still kind of fun shapes. And this one I really enjoyed doing. I love pastel colors, which is funny because I have to force myself to use them because they're not a part of my natural palette, you know. So rainbow's perfect opportunity to use my pastel colors. These were I think I had just gotten the Schmincke Icy Color watercolors, which I had been wanting for a long, long time. And this was the best way to use the entire range of them in one go. And his big bulbous butt just kind of, I laughed the entire time I did this. My husband didn't understand. I don't think anybody understands, but I thought it was funny. I really like that one. This is another filler page. I was about to finish a sketchbook. I was over it. There was a sketch I was not happy with on this paper. So I quickly drew chickens and then just covered the rest of it in paint. But at least this is on theme for the next drawing, which I had actually done before this one. So it's just a filler page. Buttholes make me laugh. Border Collies, again. I had, as per usual, wanted to draw something else. I had another idea in mind. It didn't come out like I wanted to, but I had drawn a really nice head. I really liked the head shape, and I liked the flow the body was going in. So real quickly, I kind of made it like a goofy chicken explosion. So yeah, just very different from the styles I had done earlier in the book, but it still makes me laugh. These little chicken booties, I just laugh at every time I look at it, and I still really like that flowy shape that I did. So yay, Border Collies. This one, again, one of the very last things. I had sat on this sketch for a while. I wasn't happy with it. And I just ultimately just wanted to get this sketchbook done. So not quite the best. This is very similar to the one that I had done earlier in the book, the other blue one. But this sketch came, of course, way after. So this was just pretty much just get it finished, get it off the page. I actually still kind of like it. He's still kind of fun. Yeah, lots of blue. This one, yeah, I wanted to draw sea creatures. I actually wanted to try something different with like Chinese clouds, and then I just kind of gave up on it. Decided I missed drawing fur and ignore that. Yep, another filler page. This actually, because it's starting to be springtime, I really like this type of cactus. I don't know what it's called. We used to have a whole lot of them when I lived out in Arizona, but I just like, you can throw whatever colors you want at them. You can just do bloopy balloons and it turns into a cactus. Lots of fun to do. Just again, I was coming to the end of this sketchbook and I just really needed to fill pages up just so I was just done. I'm over it. Really easy. And these were actually done with my Japanese watercolors, not my traditional watercolors. This one, I actually like this guy. See, again, I have my my cactus. I just like the gradient with the purple and the green. They came out so soft looking. I was rather proud of this. I had an idea ages before where I wanted to do like some sort of like a cougar and rocks. This was not quite what I had envisioned, but it was the easiest thing my hand-eye coordination could come up with. So I still think he came out kind of successful. It was a lot of fun to do. Yeah, it just wasn't exactly what I had planned, but I was pleasantly surprised when I finished it to begin with. And then last. So yeah, this is just, I decided early on when I started doing sketchbooks that the last page is always a problem. I hate trying to figure out what to do on the last page. So we're just literally going to do an end, which I fill in the last page with some sort of a tail. Just the easiest thing to do. I'm done. I'm finished. Doesn't take any effort. Throw a tail in there. And that's what that is. And that's it. So finished. That sketchbook. My next sketchbook, I think, is going to be the same brand, but I'm just not going to get this hardcover again because it is so difficult to lay flat and to get it to scan. So I may have to go a little bit smaller, something a little bit more flexible. But yeah, that's it. Completed sketchbook.